it's Sherry. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I will be doing creamy lemon bars with shortbread crust. So I'm so excited to share this recipe with you guys. It's going to be quick and easy and a sweet treat for you and your family. So we will begin with our crust. So first we're going to start off with some confectionery sugar, aka icing sugar, aka powder sugar. So I'm going to start off by putting that in a bowl. And then I have some softened butter that I will be adding to the bowl as well. You want to make sure that it's softened, not melted, and not too cold. So I will be using a hand mixer. I want to go ahead and cream those two ingredients together. So right now the butter and sugar has been creamed together and it looks very rich, and that's exactly what we want to see. So now to that I'm going to be adding some salt. I did use unsalted butter. If you were to use salted butter, just omit the salt. So to that I'm going to add some all-purpose flour. I'm going to go ahead and toss that together. So everything has been mixed together. The crust is looking pretty good so far. So the last thing I'm going to do is add some fresh lemon zest to this crust. And this lemon zest is going to give your crust just a pop of extra flavor. So now I'm just going to mix that in just with a fork now. By this point, your crust is pretty much finished. So now I'm going to pop it right into a baking sheet. So I have my baking pan here, which I buttered, and I've also added some parchment paper to it. If you notice that the parchment paper is hanging off of the baker's pan, it's because when the crust is actually done and the tart is done, you want to be able to lift this out of the pan. So I highly recommend putting some parchment paper in your baker's pan. And now we're going to just go ahead and pat our crust down and get it into the oven. So what I'm going to do to even this crust out is that I'm going to just use the back of my measuring tool here just to press it down and get it even in the pan. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the lemon zest really sticks out in this crust. It smells delicious and everything is really just looking good. The last thing you're going to need to do is poke some holes in your crust. And what this is going to do is make sure that the crust doesn't bubble up too much. So I have my oven preheated at 350. So what I'm going to do is pop this in the oven for about 15 minutes just for it to lightly bake. And then I'm going to work on the filling. So I'll see you guys. So we will be starting with the filling now. So to start off your filling, you will need egg yolks. And I'm going to just go over an easy trick that I do to get the yolk out of the egg. And what you want to always start with is room temperature eggs. So what I like to do is just use the shell to actually capture the yolk and just kind of bounce it back and forth. So now I'm going to whisk this together just a little bit. And then to this mixture, I'm going to add some condensed milk, just 1 full can of condensed milk. You want to make sure to use condensed milk and not evaporated milk. It's not the same. I know it's all in the same aisle, but it's not the same. So this is going to act as your thickener as well as your sweetener. If you've made lemon bars before, you'll know that you normally would add sugar and milk and boil it on the stove. A little different technique, but this is going to be quicker and more creamier. And then you're going to mix that together. And this looks amazing. It's looking creamy already. So now to that, I'm going to be adding some fresh lemon juice. And you're going to continue to mix this mixture, and your crust should be done in about 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes. And this filling is going to go directly into that crust. So our crust has baked for about 15 minutes, and it's par baked right now. So right to this hot pan, we're going to add our mixture. So this looks amazing. I'm going to now bake this back in the oven at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And I'm so excited to show you guys the final results. So I'll see you in a minute. As you may see, that our wonderful lemon bars have been taken out of the oven. So a lot has transpired in this 25 minutes. So first, when we first took them out the oven, I allowed them to just rest for about 30 minutes to get room temperature on the counter. And then after 30 minutes, once they became room temperature, then I put them in the refrigerator to chill for about 1 hour. You just want to do this to make sure your filling actually is very firm and all your ingredients are mushing together, pretty much loving each other. So I'm about to dive into this because it smells so good and I'm excited. So just to make sure that the bars are even, I'm going to cut directly straight down the middle just to get it right in there and get it over with. Don't be afraid. It's fine if anything comes a little bit apart, just fine. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut a corner piece here. And just look how nice and creamy and how layered everything is. And just in case you and your family do not finish these bars in one sitting, I hope you don't, but if you do, don't be ashamed about it. You're able to put these in the refrigerator for up to 4 days. Traditionally, you want to always put a little powdered sugar. It's gonna just give it a pop of color as well as just give it a little sweetness. I will also be doing some additional toppings. That's how I like to serve mine. And of course, I'm still gonna put a little powdered sugar on there. But I will be adding candied lemons that I made. And you can eat this whole lemon. It tastes like a gummy almost. So I'll be adding those, one of those, and then a little bit of fresh whipped cream on there. And to make it sherry approved, because why would it be regular, a little sprig of mint. I love it. Just to let you guys know that this recipe will be below, so make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And if you make it, shoot me some comments. So I just want to tell you thank you so much for watching my creamy lemon bar video. Check you guys out later. Thanks. Bye. It is so good. It's so tart and creamy. Okay, I'm done and happy.